All right, this is Randalicious. This is the 19th Hexis podcast. We're streaming this podcast, and for those of you who end up watching the YouTube video of it, check the description. There is a form. You can fill that out with any topic suggestions for us to talk about on the next podcast. But let's get it going. I'm Randalicious, and I'm the leader of Hexis.
What's up? I'm Trance. I'm a general in Hexis.
Hey, what's going on? I'm TheCaseAce, and I'm Rank 10 Hunter.
Hey, what's up? It's Matto, currently going for 20 mil all, and in Trickle's absence, I will try to maintain the old school feel.
Hey, I'm Brungus, and I think I'm the only one here that isn't maxed yet.
All right, first question we got is, rather than them implementing Zeah, do you think that they should just open up and expand on places already in the game, like Prifdinnis, Menafos, and other areas like that, where there's a lot of content that can be fit into those places?
Yeah, I definitely think they should take all their ideas and instead put them there. But I mean, we already voted in Zeah, so there's that. But I don't know if they could do Prifdinnis or whatever you call it, because like, doesn't that like have lore issues or whatever with RS3?
Well, I mean, there are different games. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they talked about it being like an issue or something. And then if they did Menafos in old school, then will RS3 be mad about that? Because then they can't do it. You know, it's kind of like issues there, I think. But they should definitely incorporate all the ideas in the main map instead of doing Zeah, in my opinion.
I don't think they should do that instead of Zeah, but I think they should do that first because it'd be like a nice stepping stone for like to see how well a big content expansion goes down, and I just think it'd be a lot nicer before doing Zeah, which is 50% of the size of the game already. You can do Menafos, which is like just that small little region. You know what you're getting into with Zeah. Because it takes them like 6 months just to do Menafos. It's gonna take them 6 years to do Zeah. So we should reconsider that if that happens.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't really have a preference either way. I know that I like a lot of the ideas that they have proposed for Zeah, but I guess the biggest thing for me is I don't want them taking, as Trance said, they could take years on Zeah. I don't want them taking that long on shit, really. Like, if they can put in the key points of Zeah somewhere on the map right now, I think it would be a lot less dev time required, and we'd be able to get essentially the same content without having to wait as long. But I don't really have a preference either way.
For me, I never really wanted Zeah in the game. It just, well, Mod Reach started a bit of developing, and Mod Ghost did some graphic work, I believe. But it just, yeah, like you all said, it's gonna take a lot of time, and rather just have like a new quest in Manifos and in Prifdinnis. Just expand those area, make more new exciting content, and instead of just focusing on something that's gonna take years to complete. But yeah.
My opinion is slightly different with regards to this. I'm pretty excited to have them developing new content that we've never seen before and expanding the RuneScape map by like 50%, wasn't it? I reckon that's going to be pretty cool and pretty good to see. Yeah, it's going to take a while, but that's the kind of thing we expect with a big update. I'm definitely for Zeah. Well, sort of. I don't know. I have mixed feelings on it. I don't want it to devalue any of the current skills or make things like rune crafting a lot quicker than they are. But the idea of expanding different areas is also a good idea. I think they should work on that over the next like 5 to 10 years of old school.
While we're talking about Zeah, there's a big thing on Reddit about people asking them to repoll Zeah, even though it passed. People want them to repoll it because a lot of people have changed their minds about it and would vote no.
Yeah.
Second time around. And they asked it on the Q&A stream, and they said, I forget what they said, but they didn't say no. Polling it, they said they might.
All right,
So
well,
that
that's
kind of contradicts, like, why can't we revote, like, Nightmare Zone or something, you know?
We
Yeah.
pay, we say. Oh no,
I
I'm
mean, if we can
deciding.
revote anything, why can't we revote the stuff that we really complain about all day?
That is a good point. Hey, if they do repoll it, would you guys vote for it or no?
I would still vote no for it because I voted no in the first place, and it just takes up a lot of dev time,
What was
really.
your main reason for voting no? The when it was polled?
Devaluing skills.
Okay,
The
okay.
chance of it having devaluing skills.
All right. Moving on. Next question we got is Solus has recently absorbed Vision. Do you think this will make a repeat for Hexis in the Skilling Cup when significantly more difficult?
I'm super excited for the Skilling Cup again this year. Last year it was pretty fun, pretty exciting to be in the Skilling Cup. Um, Vision was only a small amount of people, so I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference, but it definitely does affect it. Solos are a lot better now and have a lot more members and a lot more skilled members, so it's definitely going to be a hard competition, and it's going to be one that I'm definitely looking forward to doing and seeing who wins.
I don't think the merger is a big deal. I mean, I think Vestal is the only person who has a 99 in a skill that's in the cup. So it'll be more difficult, but the Vision merger isn't even the biggest thing that makes it more difficult. They have plenty of other members that they didn't have last year that are as capable as Vestal, the only person they got from Vision who's going to be in the cup.
Yeah, it took the words right out of my mouth. They've just gotten. I mean, Vestful will help them out, but that's definitely not the main reason why they're going to be good. Hey, Solus has just as good of a chance of winning the Skilling Cup as we do. And I saw several weeks ago, Ronan was streaming and he was asked about the Skilling Cup and he said, yeah. And then, like, he laughed and said, I hope that there's more competition for Solus. People should not be sleeping on.
Hexis.
Oh, my bad. My bad. People should not be sleeping on Solus. They definitely are got a great chance at winning, and I'd like to see what the other tiered skilling clans do. I know the Z Skillers, I think finished third last year, and a lot of other teams kind of quit like halfway through. I know that there's more relevant skilling clans around now as opposed to last year. I want to see how they do this year too. But Solus has got a phenomenal chance, just as good as us.
Yeah, for sure. Because if you look at like the scale that the competition is, it's just 1 hour, and there are a lot in both clans. There are a lot of good players. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty balanced this year. I'm very excited. But about the fishing thing, yeah, it's just Vestfold that's
On
gonna
paper, on
carry it.
paper, it really sounds like it was a big deal, but
Well,
in terms of the skilling cup, it was just one guy being added.
yeah, but Vision was a 200 mil based clan, so not a lot of the members that they had. I think only Vestfold was maxed. So yeah, yeah, Vestfold will probably carry it, but it won't make that much of a difference. Brungus.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I don't really have much knowledge on the Skilling Cup in general, so I don't really know how to answer this. I wasn't around when they did the last one.
All right. Moving on. What are your guys' thoughts on the current situation of old school RuneScape staff, like hiring Krista when the servers are messed up? They also say, I think we know what to do with Ronan and Archie. What are your guys' thoughts? And is there anyone from the RS3 team you would like to see hired if the dead weight was dropped? Um,
The dead weight.
Hiring Krista, I don't think really has any effect either way on the servers. I mean, it's not like she's getting paid more to work on old school. So as a company, it didn't really make a difference. I don't really know anything about anyone who works on RS3, so I don't really have any suggestions as to who I'd like to see.
What exactly is Krista's like position? Is she developer or?
Yeah,
Developer.
yeah.
But the controversy is because she's from the quote unquote monetization team.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really see like there's anything wrong with having someone
And I
like
mean,
that.
we needed a new
Unless,
dev too, so it's
yeah, like we needed somebody. I mean, it's not like she's gonna like her being there means that a bunch of stuff is gonna pass a poll, of like bonds and all that kind of crap. I don't think much is gonna change. I think she's just gonna bring ideas. Like who knows? Maybe she brought the idea of this like tournament. Maybe it was her idea.
Well, as long as she ain't corrupt or, I guess, develops good content and doesn't try to sweep in microtransactions, I don't see anything wrong with her being on the team. I haven't seen any of her work though, but it's just on my end. Yeah, we all know what to do with Ronan and Archie. I'm pretty excited to see what Kieran is the new Q&A, right?
yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see how new content is going to be tested. Just not from John C's perspective, but from other people's perspective. And I don't know anyone from the RS3 team. I just wish we had a little bit more engine work. Like, there's a lot of weight on Ian's shoulders with Deadman mode, and people are complaining about the max cape that needed what was it? The customizable that needed engine work, but they said it was all good. So.
I saw a thing from Matt K. I might have actually said it on a stream or something. He said, or maybe it was a tweet. I don't know, but he said that like the skill set for engine work is like so ridiculously like there's so little people in the world that can actually do engine work on old school.
I wish that
Doesn't
we
bother
could
me when
hear
people do.
more and get like a better view of things on like how the engine work, like pretty much like what is going on under the hood. Like we see Ash posting pictures of content that he's currently developing, John stuff that he's testing, Ghost and Alfred of things that they're designing. I wish that we could see a lot more of engine work. I mean, obviously not just looking at like a code or anything, but I don't know, just I'd like to be more updated on what Ian does, like the other guys.
Yeah, I like that idea. Like being kept in the loop is kind of fun and sort of keeps the community informed and keeps us knowing what's going on with our game. I definitely think we sort of need to reevaluate our old school team. I think some of the members can do like their job a lot better. I don't want to name names.
We all know them, though.
Yeah, true. I don't really know anyone from the RS3 team, except for Ian. I've heard a lot of good things about Ian, and I reckon if he worked exclusively on old school, that would be pretty cool. And yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on our old school team.
All right, would you guys like to see a 30-hour challenge be part of a future Skilling Cup?
Oh man, that'd be so good. I reckon, yeah, they should definitely like consider that for the future Skilling Cup, maybe next year or the year after. I reckon a 30-hour would show some interesting results because 30 hours aren't the easiest thing to do. And yeah, what skill do you reckon we would be best to do a 30-hour in for a Skilling Cup?
Mining.
Oh god.
That would really
Oh,
test
God.
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty sick, but I don't think they'd ever do it. Like, I think it'd have to be more something that we do ourselves, and like clan versus clan. Like, we'd have to set it up ourselves. I don't think they'd ever officially do 30 hours, Skilling Cup.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I don't want it. First of all, I don't think you have to be a good. You don't have to be able to do a 30-hour to be a good skiller. But even if I wanted it, they would never do it. Like Jagex doesn't care about 30-hour records. Like so maybe like a 5 hour or like they could do like a 6 hour thing or see how much XP you can get without logging out. Like that's the most they would do probably.
They better fix
Do you
the
think if they
service before
streamed it,
that.
do you think if they streamed the skilling cap that would get DDoSed?
No,
Yeah.
Of course.
It gets DDoSed every week anyways.
I don't think it would get DDoS, but to answer the question, I don't want to see a 30-hour thing be part of a skilling cut. I don't really know why. It just doesn't seem like it'd be good.
Well, 30-hour was basically brought up by CML. It has nothing to do with RuneScape at all.
Yeah.
So, like Trance said, maybe a 6 hour, like without logging out, that'd be a nice competition. But 30-hour has nothing to really do with RuneScape, just CML. That's it.
Alright, do you guys think it would be beneficial for the skilling community if skills were updated to go up to level 126? The person who submitted it also said, keep in mind that if they were to be updated to 126, this would imply that 200 mils wouldn't be prioritized by some skillers.
I think that it would be beneficial to people like us and people who like play this game like really like to the average player, like they'd be really hurt by it because there's a lot of people that would never be able to get what is 126 or 200 mil?
188 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean like 1% of players are going to ever get that. I don't think it'd be very beneficial to people if the skills actually went up to 126.
Yeah, I don't like it, and I wouldn't like something like that to come out either. It would ruin the old school feel.
Hey.
I think at some point I had the highest virtual total level, but 99 is fine. Fuck it.
Yeah, same for me. I mean, if they're gonna up the levels to level 126, it's guaranteed there will be new higher level, high tiered content coming out. There's gonna be even more, like, I don't fucking know, dragon bars and smithing dragon chain bodies and shit.
Holy shit.
Know. It's just a stepping stone to higher tiered content, really. So I'm gonna say no on this.
I would say no too. They'd have to add to keep it consistent. They'd have to add 30% more content to each skill to keep the unlocking of things consistent. Not to mention even if they didn't, skills like fishing, woodcutting, mining that get faster every time you level, just from being able to get it on the first available tick more often. Those skills would be really faster. I mean, I could picture woodcutting being I don't know. So you'd so consistently get it on the first available tick at level 126 if it kept scaling up like that.
It'd be like
kind of weird.
50k an hour. If you 3-tick.
Yeah, I'm pretty much
And
the
for
same with
combat,
that.
sorry.
That's all good. Yeah,
For
my
combat, your
opinion
max
is
hit
like
could go
no.
up so much.
Oh wow, yeah, that'd be crazy. The Slayer, that'd make Slayer so much quicker as well. No, I definitely don't want to see levels go up to 126. The first reason would be obviously the content. There'd be so much more content that they need to develop, as Trance said, in order to fill the things you can unlock as you level. But also because I think raising the skill cap to that level would be bad for casuals as well. Because some skills are already a little unrealistic for casuals to get. There's not a lot of casuals that have say 99 rune crafting. So for them to try and achieve another skill, if they want to get 99 smithing, now they've got to get 126 smithing. It seems a little unachievable to them. So that's another reason why I wouldn't like to see it.
Alright. Here we go. Good question, boys. What are your thoughts on donations? They meant to say this is not a shot at Randy, but what's up? What do you guys think?
I don't necessarily think they're bad. Personally, I wouldn't do them. I wouldn't take donations at all. I prefer like working for my own achievement sort of thing. Get that sort of a little bit of gratification from runecrafting that X amount of hours to obtain the GP to get that 200 mil, that sort of thing. That's just how I work, and that's just how I play. And everyone's going to be different with their play style and what they do. I don't think it takes away from any personal achievements. Like if you get rank 1 con week,
it definitely takes away from the achievement.
No, I was saying like a week record. Like you're going to get 200 mil con anyway, but like it's not going to change the fact that you did a week record and put X amount of hours into that skill. Like, to see what I'm saying?
A little bit.
Like you're gonna do the skill anyway, so yeah. Like putting X amount of hours into it is still an impressive achievement. But I'm against donations, and I personally wouldn't take them.
I think when you take donations, your skill XP should be set to 0. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, basically what Case said. Just devalues the achievement. If you want to take them. Go ahead. I don't really care. It's just, yeah, I don't see Randy as Randy's 200 mil construction as a like if no AFK Prey would get 200 mil construction, I would. Yeah, that'd be way more of an achievement than Randy wants because he took the donation. Well, yeah, just more of an achievement if you get everything without donations, I guess. Same goes for Suomi, but he still was the first one to go for to get tournament all. But in the end, everyone still respects him for doing it, putting out in all the time and effort.
Yeah, I don't care too much. I think if you're so dependent on it that you like can't make money yourself, and kind of thing, then that's kind of embarrassing. But I mean, I think like a year ago, one of my friends quit and he gave me like 5 mil, and I was like, okay, whatever. I didn't even like notice that, I'm not like dependent on donations or anything. But if someone wants to give me a couple mil, probably not gonna deny them. If someone gave me a bill, I don't know if I'd take it.
Trance donations confirmed.
Alright, it definitely gives the recipient a huge advantage that they were not anticipating, and their achievements that they get with it are extremely devalued as a result, and shouldn't be viewed as equal to other players who achieve similar success.
Well said.
Sounds like a press statement you just prepared.
Yeah.
He's been asked this
been
question
called out,
so many times anyway, so...
You
Just
learn
a
how to
required
answer it
statement.
after a while.
Yeah.
Alright, next question is, would you guys be more open to the idea of summoning if it was only available in Zeah and the content in that area was balanced appropriately to accommodate it?
I mean, I don't particularly want Zeah, but that's a really cool idea, I think. Like, you could add a different aspect to skilling like a whole different way to do it, but it would still be really hard to, I think, get XT rates down. But it's a pretty cool idea. I'd be more open to it, I think.
Trance?
Randy?
I switched my... Go ahead. Don't be...
Not really, because like if they decide to put they decide to put like a teak tree on Zeah, then you should train woodcutting on Zeah because you get the beaver or whatever. And like if you want to train combat, where are you going to train it? You're going to train it on Zeah so you get the charms and you get summoning XP too. So I think so many people would go to Zeah just to do summoning. Like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like people would only go there to train summoning. Shouldn't it shouldn't make it exclusive there.
Yeah, we should. It would sort of change the location of where to train certain efficient skills, really. Because as you said, if there's something better to do on Zeah with summoning, you're gonna go to Zeah to do it with summoning. Personally, I liked summoning in RS3, but I've realized the damaging effects it can have on the economy and how it changes the game. But at the moment, I don't think I'm ready for summoning. I don't think anyone in the old school community is ready for summoning either. Also, it's all good and well. We can say that it'll be appropriately balanced and things like that, but we've all seen how some content, like, for example, like Zora, hasn't really been balanced enough and has had, like, a bad effect on the economy. So I think if we were to take that path with it, I don't think it would be appropriately balanced if it was implemented.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say no. It's just if it's gonna come out after Zeah, which is gonna be like 2018, 19 whatsoever. It's just by that time that we'll probably already have a new skill, so we wouldn't even need summoning. And I don't think what Kay said that the old school community is ready to have summoning in the game, because yeah, it changed RS3 PVMing and skilling a lot, so I don't think people would agree to it again. Well, they didn't agree to it in the first hand, but I don't think they would. It would pass a poll.
One thing I don't like about this question is that it is making it to where summoning is exclusive only into a certain set area. So I wouldn't like that at all. So apparently on the most recent Q&A, I didn't watch it, but they had a discussion on there in regards to 6-hour methods. If someone knows what was said, please elaborate on that. But are you guys more optimistic towards their eventual approach to handling it?
Yeah, could someone explain what they said? I don't think I watched it.
They just gave a whole spiel about, they're waiting on Ian to plug in the data feeds for the data warehouse so they can see what people who do Nightmare Zone and Splash are doing with their accounts, which basically means they're only going to nerf it if a significant amount of people are doing it to sell their accounts, to bot on the account, or to like do corp glitches and shit like that.
Okay, yeah, I think that being said, I think I am more optimistic towards it. I think they are eventually going to deal with it because they're gonna have to, but I think they're prolonging it as long as they possibly can for whatever reason.
Yeah, I think the damage has already been done in the high level community, because if you look at and no offense here, if you look at Slaystars members, they already have like 60, 70 mil in all melees, which is enough for 200 mil Slayer anyway. So yeah, I guess it's good to block it for new players, but yeah, it's been a long ass while since Nightmare Zone came out, like October 2013, if I not even before that. September. Yeah, so it's already been in so long, and I don't know. Yeah, of course they should remove it, but the damage has already been done, in my opinion.
No, I'm definitely not more optimistic towards how they're going to handle it or their approach to it, because we've been let down in the past before, and I've learned sort of not to get my hopes up with things they say and do, say they're going to do, and things like that. I think, as Brungus said, they're trying to prolong it for as long as they can. It kind of seems like they don't really care about it, or like they don't view it as a problem, whereas if you actually play the game, you understand the game, then you know it's a problem and you know why it's a problem. Gaining XP while you sleep is like so far against the way the game was meant to be played, and how the Gower brothers have made this game. But yeah, I'm definitely not optimistic to anything they're going to be doing.
Later.
I don't think they're ever going to do anything about it. Matt, you said the damage has been done. It will never be done. It will continue to bleed. It's I just have no faith in them handling anything like that. And yeah, I mean they at least at this point in time they realize that they messed up in the past by pulling it. But no, I don't think anything will be changed.
Yep, I agree. I don't think they'll do shit. I think they'll. I can imagine Matt K coming out with some graphs and saying, justifying why they refuse to nerf it.
2-minute graph.
How detailed of a graph are we expecting on a scale of 1 to 10?
Like maybe 3 lines and X and a Y. For
No labels, no numbers.
no, just
This is a
yellow,
graph of people
green,
using
and
that, or is that just a
red.
line?
Yeah.
I don't know why they can't see that. Like, the more time they take, it's just more and more like it's damage you can't undo. I don't get why they don't see that. It's like, oh, we gotta take some data, but we'll get back to you in 6 months. Yeah, that's 6 months of like all that shit being used. It's a long time.
Yeah. So what are your guys' thoughts on boss loots being untradeable upon pickup and requiring a fee to make them tradable, similar to membership bonds?
I don't really see the need for this or like why it should be implemented. Does anyone have like a
Item
reason or an
sync,
argument for that?
money sync.
GP sync, which we desperately
GP
need.
sync. Yeah, alright, I didn't look at it like that. Yeah, that's a good idea. I think for that purpose, to act as a GP sync, I think it's needed for sure. Yeah, that's pretty straightforward, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much the same for me. I mean, if GP goes out the game, it's pretty. Yeah, it's good for the game, for the economy. I mean, so many like Zulrah has brought in so much money into the game, and there should be some money going out of the game. So yeah, fine by me.
Yeah, I think they should do it for existing stuff, maybe not, but for new bosses, they can do it there, because if they did it for the fucking massage and the magic thing now, it wouldn't do shit because they're already 200k GP. But if they did it for like the bludgeon and all the boots coming out, I think that'd be a pretty good idea. You have to pay a lot of money, a lot of GP to sell them.
But the thing is, though, if well, the items are going to drop over time. That's inevitable. But
yeah, so the sync could be like 10% of the price.
Oh, the G price, yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, I definitely like that idea much better than like a piece of armor like degrading over time and acquiring coins to fix as like a gold sync. Like I hate that idea. So I think that's a pretty good idea. And if it worked in the way where it was like 10% of the grand exchange value, I think that'd work pretty well.
I don't know. I'm surprised that all of you guys were really in support of this. I don't really like it, and I get the idea of trying to have it be a gold sync, but I just don't like the idea. Ruins the old school feel, and I don't even PVM, but I don't even like this idea.
Why not? Well, I mean, it's a good GP sync.
I mean, good is subjective, I feel.
It is, but wouldn't
I think
you
we
want
should stay away from having to like implement gold syncs. I think we should just stop what's bringing in so much gold and make that a gold sync.
That too,
we have a
but
lot of
still...
gold syncs. I think stuff like Zulrah, like you need to keep it 2 mil an hour, 2.5 mil an hour, whatever. Like so be it. But like stop dropping 10 Runite ore and 100 magic logs. You know?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of the update.
Into
like people are shopping and alking all the stuff that Zulrah drops, so the money just keeps coming in. So I kind of agree with you, Brungus. Like, well, I agree with you. They need to stop the drops, but we also need a GP sync because the money just keeps getting devalued every day.
True. Like they implement a lot of like gold sinks that like probably are overlooked, but like it's not enough when you also put out Zora and make Wyverns drop like a 14k coin pile every time, you know?
There are hardly any effective GP sinks in the game right now.
Zami Hosta's probably brought out like a billion GP by now.
That's nothing. That is nothing.
I know, I'm just saying. There's a lot, they put a lot of them out there, but it's just like, I think it's better to, instead of having to put out gold sinks, like just stop making things drop 200k every kill.
Yeah, I agree.
And put some
I'm
risk
not going to
into
do
them.
that, so...
Alright, moving on. What are your guys' thoughts of an improved fire cape like the fight kiln in RS3?
No, Fire Cape is good as it is, and it ruins Steel Schofield. Brungus.
Like improved as in like you upgrade your fire cape or like...
It's basically double the stat bonus.
But it's a
Double.
much harder encounter than just Jad to get it.
I don't know. I feel like they kind of struggle making things really difficult in this game. So like I don't think the justification of it's a harder cave. I don't think that really like, you know what I mean? I mean you put out like Zora supposed to be really fucking hard, but everyone kills it in like a minute and a half now.
Yeah.
And fight cave is like 30 minutes of standing in the center of the room with like a blowpipe. So
What Josh
I'd
said,
say
max cape's
no.
all we need.
it's not
Yeah, I'll
necessary.
say-
Just keep adding strength bonus.
Yeah, I'll say no for two reasons. Firstly, I want the max cape in the game as soon as they can get working on that. And secondly, I don't think we need to upgrade the fire cape. It's fine how it is. We'll just be adding unnecessary increase to max hits and strength bonus, to be honest.
I really don't have much of an opinion. I'm not as against it as you guys are, but I wouldn't be that mad if they if they brought it out. So it's gonna like 1 or 2 more strength bonus,
Isn't it +4?
probably.
'Cause-
But they could make
Plus
it
8.
+3.
yeah, because Fire Cape is +4, yeah? Strength?
I don't know.
I think it is. I think Fire Cape is +4 and the whatever the other cape was called was +8, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, fire cape is 4. I mean, if they made it like +6 and made it hard as hell, and by hard as hell, it would have to be harder than Zora. When Brungus said that they failed to make things quote hard, I couldn't stop thinking about back pre-Zora release when they were bragging about how difficult of a boss it was and how no one in the office could even kill it. You know, so
Well, I think it is a difficult boss. Like if you try for the first time, you're gonna fuck up. But like, it's difficult for like an hour, is what I mean. You know?
yeah, but it's-
Well, you know, practice makes better, so...
Alright, how do you guys use social media sites such as Twitter and Reddit to push for or against certain updates? Have you had good or bad experiences in your interactions with JMods or other players, such as getting proper responses or being blocked? And to add on to this question, do you think all levels of criticism towards JMods and players are appropriate, or is there a certain line? It's a long question.
Alright, let's dissect this.
Just dive on
yeah,
in.
I go on Reddit and Twitter a lot. I don't post on Reddit as much as I used to, but I still contribute when I can to updates and give my opinion. And I'm really grateful for the JMods interaction on Reddit and Twitter in terms of responding to people's criticism. And people can be mean sometimes, but I don't think any of the JMods take it personally. Sometimes they even troll back a bit.
I don't have a Twitter account, and I don't have a Reddit account. I kind of just like lurk and check them out every now and again. I can't comment too much with regards to those social media platforms. Um, I don't necessarily try to. I don't think I have much of a push to try and sway the votes of certain updates. I kind of just use like YouTube to give my opinion and my views on it, and that's about it. I think with the JMOds and stuff, as Trance said, some of them, don't really take it too personally, and some of them even like troll back a little bit, which is, it's kind of fun. But I do think there is a line with regards to like criticism and stuff. Remember when Ash, he like hotfixed the Chinchompas with Armadillo? And he got like a fair bit of backlash there. I reckon that was like kind of crossing the line. But yeah, I'm glad that's in the past now.
Alright, I'm just a jackass with a mic and the internet, so me pushing for or against any update isn't really a good or bad experience. It's just me being me. I have not been on Reddit in like 5 months or so. Story with that is I think it was like February. It was like late January, early February, somewhere around there, give or take a couple weeks, and I accidentally logged out of my Reddit account, and I had been auto-logged into it for like more than a year, so I didn't know what the fuck the password was, and I never set up an email for my Reddit account, and it's impossible to recover your Reddit account. So I stopped going on there after that just because I was pissed off. And I didn't even like going on it. I guess it was kind of like a drug, you don't like it, but you just keep going to it.
Yeah.
I've had great and terrible experiences with my interactions with some JMods. Some of them, like Ash last year for the Skilling Cup, and when I was helping him with how the mining area should be set up, it was amazing when he was interacting, getting everything the way that it should be. I've had some terrible experiences as well with couple of the mods. There is definitely a line of what is appropriate and what is not. I think if you stick to just their work, then your criticism's fine. When you start getting, go ahead. What?
Aren't you blocked by 4 or 5 JMods?
I am blocked by the old school RS Twitter account. That one was for when I said 6 servers. I was blocked by Matt K. When Renz got banned. I was blocked by Weth when I tweeted him a list of a whole bunch of bots, and I tweeted him it a couple times and he never did anything about it. And then I got a little aggressive as to why none of them were getting banned. It was back when I was cooking and there were like all of these wall safe bots, and I was collecting names like crazy, and I think like 3 weeks after I sent him a list of 30 plus names, not a single one had been banned. And I just kept spamming him with shit, and he blocked me. Ronan blocked me. The tweet that got me blocked by him was back when he PK'd an AGS. He tweeted something about it, and I had something genuinely nice to say. Maybe he saw it as being sarcastic, but I said, it's nice to see someone on the team actually playing the game. And I gave him 2 thumbs up, and I got blocked. And after I had been blocked by all these motherfuckers, I made an alt Twitter account, which I don't really go on as much anymore. But I went on it a lot during the school year, and one day I went to Ronan's Twitter, and Ronan blocked my alternate Twitter account, which had never tweeted him or I don't know how the fuck he knew about the account or why he blocked it. I never tweeted him on it or anything like that.
He's just hurt. From a compliment, I guess.
Long answer to a longer question.
I only use my Twitter to like basically, well, in regards to like communicating with J-Moz, just to like ask Dash questions, because he like almost always answers every question you ask him, which is really awesome. And like Ghost and Alfred always like show pictures of stuff, and I like to give feedback on that. Most of the time, it's been all good stuff. Like no one's ever blocked me or anything, but I also have never been like rude to them, which a lot of people are rude to them. Like sometimes you look at like the old school, the official like old school Twitter, and like you look through the comments, like responses, and it's all just like a bunch of really rude things about fixing servers and stuff. Pretty funny.
I have been very rude in most of the times that I've been blocked, but it was after a lot. It was after a lot of shit like ended up being built up to like get to that point. I would have blocked myself, so I shouldn't be mad at him. I'm a jackass. I was rude. What is your guys' opinion on the negativity towards Hexis and other high-level skillers in general on Reddit, YouTube, Twitter? Does it affect your goals in any way? How do you deal with it?
I'm loving it. It's just basically, I don't know if it's good advertisement, but Hexis method has become a well-known meme throughout RuneScape, which is a kind of a good thing because it's like a secret, very good method. But to be honest, I don't see that much hate towards Hexis as like maybe 6 months ago. Because I think a lot of clans have developed more, and there's more competition, and Hexis isn't just I don't know. Yeah, just carry on. I don't really know.
I don't know. I don't see as much negativity as we used to. Like as Matto said, about 6 months ago, roughly. But it's interesting. I think we kind of get like grouped. We kind of just get thrown under one category, and it's like a large stigma. You know, we all get seen as these like elitist assholes, and you know, once you get to know some of us, you know, we're really not that terrible of people. Just because we think that you should play like there should be a certain method for doing something doesn't mean that we try to force it on other people and, you know, say this is how you should do it, rah rah rah. I'm kind of just like laid back. I do what rah rah rah. I just like I do me and you do you. You know, I play the game how I want to play, so you can play the game how you want to play. That doesn't really affect my goals and what I do in RuneScape. I kind of just do what I enjoy now, and at the moment that's obviously going for 200 mil Hunter. But yeah, I don't let the haters get to me.
Oh, you gotta embrace all the hate that you get. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's as much negativity towards the clan as a whole as it is directed towards me as an individual. I think that the clan does not get as much hate, but hey, it is what it is.
I've never really cared about anybody hating on me or anything like about me, because it's like none of them know me at all, like in any way. Like people always draw opinions on others, like based on things they see, and like for example, like the comment, like remember the whole trance music rank 15 or whatever you'd say that there are people out there that actually took that like seriously and thought you were like bragging, and like they were like, wow, an asshole, you know, like they'd say like I'm just saying, like, there's people out there that would read that and they immediately draw opinion on you, and it's like people would always do that and always talk shit and never care about it. It doesn't matter.
But it feeds Trance, I believe, so...
Yeah, I don't really care. I mean, I'd rather be talked about the capacity that I am than not talked about at all.
Yeah, like no press is bad
Like-
press, right?
All right. Someone asked if we. Now I know we talked about this last podcast, but it was as having a random player on. But someone's asking for the possibility of seeing a smiley on the podcast, as they may have an opposing, more casual mindset.
Casual? What the fuck, man?
Maybe if we got to pick which one, you know, someone who's been a smiley for a while.
Like Vegeta or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be for having a smiley on the podcast. Having a different mindset and a different opinion being offered up is always makes for good discussion, and we can see different sides of the coin, or like the story, and just get a little insight into how they play the game and how they view the game, and what we do as a clan and our skills and stuff.
Oh, it was my turn. I think that if we were to have a smiley on, if we have someone who's been a smiley for a while, their viewpoints may not be as opposing as the person who's asking this may think. Because, I mean, if they're hanging out around us for as long as they are, I mean, a little bit, you just kind of almost develop the mindset just from being in the company for a while, I think.
Yes, yeah.
So I don't know how well that would work.
I think it could be a decent way to make the podcast look more interesting, but I think you still need to just keep it down to like one person, just so you can keep the podcast like what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, well, Randy said actually, because we take like, for example, Vegeta or Orange, they have been in a smiley for a long ass time, and they practically have like the same mindset as us, efficiency wise, and I think I don't know, it'd be nice if one of our friends like who would play like, I don't know, 25 to 30 hours a week just for fun, and keeps up with the game updates and knows what he's doing. It'd be nice to have someone with a different mindset on the podcast.
All right, moving on. What are your favorite TV series or movies to watch while scaping?
There's too many movies, too many amazing movies to name off just in this podcast. But as far as shows go, like Sopranos, Wire, basically all those HBO dramas are really good. True Detective's fucking amazing. Stuff like that.
I usually change it up between like Game of Thrones, Family Guy, South Park, even watch a bit of SpongeBob. Recently started watching this show called Arrow, and hey, hey, don't sleep on Arrow. That shit's it was pretty good the first season that I watched.
For me, it's basically The Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, Friends, Mentalist, Arrow, too.
How far are you in Arrow?
As far as you can go.
Oh, it was shit.
Did you say The Walking Dead?
Yeah, of course. But yeah, I just rewatched The Walking Dead and Friends, because they will always stick with me. Or yeah, the HBO series as Trance are also very good.
One of the favorite TV series that I really got into recently was called Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's got Andy Samberg in it, which is the guy from Lonely Island, and Terry Crews. It's a super funny it's super funny comedy based on the Brooklyn PD. Family Guy, American Dad, stuff like that. It's just really funny. Always watch and rewatch those kind of episodes and series.
My favorite show to watch while playing RuneScape is always going to be The Office. I've seen it like 4 times,
Real
like every
good
single
show.
episode. I just love that show.
Yeah.
That and I guess stuff like Breaking Bad, Walking Dead, stuff on Netflix is always good. Really long series that are on Netflix.
Netflix is real good.
Alright, what are your guys' favorite game mechanics about old school RuneScape? Brungus?
Yeah, sorry, you cut out. My favorite game mechanics have got to be just the tick system, like the way it works. I just like it. I like the way you click to move, and I also appreciate how quests are actually like actual quests. They're not just like fetch quests or that kind of shit. They're actually like tell a story. I know most people like don't like quests, but I still like appreciate that. And I like combat, just the way combat works. I like a lot of things about this game. There's nothing like RuneScape.
Yeah, I like a lot of things about it. I don't know, I just really like how unique the game is, and I don't know, one thing that I really do like is for fishing, just like the ticks, like how you can just regular 5 ticket, you can 4 ticket, 3 ticket, things like that to me I think are awesome. And like they weren't even intentional either, which I think may even add to how much I like those kind of things.
Like like how you're not forced to use WASD to move.
What do you mean?
Like WoW and stuff.
Yeah,
Like
I
Like
like
in a lot of
walking with
MMOs, you're like forced to, if you want to move around efficiently, you have to use WASD or like the arrow keys to move your character. You can't even do that in old
Oh,
school. There's no jumping or stupid gimmicky speed increases.
It's not so much a game mechanic anymore because it got fixed with like the pathfinding updates, but backwalking. I think backwalking was so fun. I liked how it like actually took a little bit of skill and a lot of like a fair bit of concentration to actually be really efficient at rune crafting. Like when you were running west out through Edgeville Bank and around the house, you had to sort of, time when and where you clicked so you didn't like backwalk around the corner of the house and stuff like that. It's really cool.
For me, it's basically just walking. Because if you, for example, if you look at rune crafting, because diagonal and because every 1 tick, if you run, you walk 2 squares, and just stuff like that. Just calculating what would be the fastest route, and if you walk east, you're gonna waste ticks because you're not walking north. For that, like for if you take the eastern exit in the Edgeville Bank, you're gonna lose I think 2 ticks because you had to walk horizontally, if that's the word. And just stuff like that, just save ticks and see what best routes are and stuff like that. I don't know if that's my favorite game mechanic, but that's just popped in my head right now.
alright. Which skill would you guys like to protect from getting higher XP rates in the future? Or change in general if you could?
Definitely, definitely rune crafting, because the skill I put the most hours into, and I really don't want ZMI, because there'd be so many people who would start training it. I don't know. I mean, you can already do lavas, and if you really want to train rune crafting at a higher rate than Abyss, then you have the option to do that with lavas. I don't think they need to release CMI. Till then, there's already something for those people who want to do that.
Pretty much same for me. Rune crafting should always be the most prestigious skill to get time-wise. And as far as my second favorite,
Oh,
it probably
Lord.
would be Slayer. Because Slayer, it will gradually just become faster XP with the boots coming out. Maybe the fight kiln coming out, new weapons coming out, all that kind of stuff.
Assignment rates.
Yeah, Slayer fixes boss Slayer. It's also gonna increase Slayer because more people can do like Zulra, Bandos, all that kind of shit. They get Slayer XP for it. So you will lose ranks because people do PVMing and you won't do any Slayer. Just stuff like that. It will just devalue. Well, it won't devalue time. Just yeah, you guys know what I mean.
Mine would also be runecrafting. I've put a significant amount of hours into runecrafting, and it's my favorite skill. I definitely don't want ZMI because it's going to definitely devalue
A
the
lot of
runecrafting
keyboard.
skill. Yeah, that was freaking loud as. And yeah, runecrafting basically. Also, there's a lot of people doing runecrafting as it is. I looked up my runecrafting rank the other day and was surprised to see that I'm actually now rank 89 runecrafting, and I have 22.4 mil XP. So that's like a little bit of a shot. That goes to show how many people are actually runecrafting actively.
I'd say definitely room crafting as well. It would just be too much of a game changer if that skill got doubled in XP rate or something like that. It needs to stay as it is.
Yeah, I guess I agree with everyone else in crafting that I think 91 plus and double nats like it can't be easier to get, or it shouldn't be easier to get, even though there's a lot of like bosses and stuff that can probably make pretty similar money to it now, and with way less time investment of like being able to kill it than getting 91 recrafting. But I still think the skill needs to stay exactly how it is, like no matter how long this game stays on.
Alright, would you guys like to see a degradable component to the new boots, similar to how the Abyssal Tentacle works?
I don't think it's necessary at all. I don't think you don't need an item sync for Infinity Boots or Clue Scroll items like Rangers. They're already pretty rare. I mean, D Boots maybe, but why would they do it just for D Boots? People wouldn't even do it because it's a small increase, whereas a tentacle, you get the accuracy, you get the strength bonus, and you get the poison effect. So it's a lot better than a whip compared to how much better D Boots will be. The old boots. I don't think it's really necessary.
Yeah, same for me. I wouldn't like to see a degradable component to the new boots because, like, the same thing with Zora skills and Serpentine, Visage, and the Trident. Over time, the what's it called? The skills, it will rise in price, and it will just end up to be not worth it to use the boots. And isn't it that once you add the crystal to the boots, you can't take it off? It's permanent.
I believe
sure.
I
so.
think you can take it off.
Yeah, maybe
can?
you probably can just because it's not degradable
Yeah,
or anything like that.
it just
so you might
makes
as
the
well be able to.
boots untradeable. That's all it does.
Oh, because I thought that. Oh, never mind.
So
Then.
if you wanted to resell your Rangers, you just have to take the attachment or whatever it is off the boots.
I thought it was permanent, so yeah. If it were permanent, then it would. They will probably drop below the Rangers. I think if they had an degradable component in them, so that wouldn't really work out.
I think I'd like to see a degradable component, but I wouldn't want it to be an item sync. I'd rather it be a GP sync, where like it works similar to how Barrows equipment degrades over time, and obviously you use GP to fix it. I think something like that would be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. But not like Zora skills, because they have a limited supply by the amount of people that kill Zora. And if there
that's
aren't
true.
coming in any skills into the game, the skills will rise. So
Oh, no, I don't think that they should make it degradable. I'm usually in favor of things that are degradable, but I don't think that having degradable things like Ranger boots or Infinity boots would be good. So I'm gonna say that it should stay as it is planned.
Yeah, I like the way the tentacle works and making the whip stay valuable, like to what, like 2.5 mil right now or something. I think it worked, but I don't think they should do that for boots. I mean, like weapons and stuff like that is pretty good, but I think boots are just kind of insignificant. You know, like to have to worry about a whole like degradable just a pair of boots. That's only a couple points, a stat points. Like the abyssal tentacle is a pretty significant weapon compared to like just the whip, but having like degradable boots for like a plus, what is it, plus like 3 range or something, just doesn't, like no one's gonna pay their ranger boots for that because wouldn't it degrade the ranger boots?
Yeah, well,
Like no one would ever
they
want to do
may
that.
make it to where now I could say maybe it could be like the smoldering stones where you choose which thing you want to degrade. That's
Even still, those things are going to be kind of expensive.
yeah, I guess you're right. Alright, how long do you think it'll take for RuneScape to reach a point where it becomes unplayable for you due to failed updates like Zeah, a tanking economy failures, or any other things like that?
I think the only way I'd stop playing is if the economy sort of reached the way that RS3 was like a year ago. I think it's kind of better now, but like RS3's economy is like a lot of the items are just so worthless, and like you put it in perspective of like you get like a drop on RS3 that's like a mil, and it's like, oh, I got a mil drop, but you put it in perspective, that's like 5 minutes of running natures on old school. It just like I probably would only quit if like stuff just didn't feel like it was worth doing because the economy was so bad. That, and they'd have to like ruin my favorite skills with really stupid methods that come out with Zeah or something. That's about it for me.
I think a tanking economy is something that a lot of people don't think about because it's not something you notice like changing daily. But like, I say this every week, but the amount of inflation, the amount of GP coming into the game from the Wyvern drops and the Zora drops, so much higher than the amount of GP leaving the game. There's
Yeah.
no GP leaving the game at all. Like, nobody makes planks. All the planks come from Zora.
yep.
The biggest GP sink is bots being banned.
Wow, that's a good point.
I actually think a pretty significant GP sink that they end up getting rid of is NMZ Guttons and Splashing. Like, it actually is pretty significant GP sink. And if they ended up getting rid of them, then that's just even
Oh, you mean
worse for the economy.
GP going in shops for runes and then GP being used to repair Barrows?
Yeah,
The Nightmare Zone cover requires cash too.
all that stuff. Like,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
pretty significant, yeah. At least I think it is.
But it's not real significant because a hard rumble, it's like 6 hours for 6k, so it's not that.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
economy
But if you
is way
scale it
better
up
off.
to a
Yeah.
1,000 people at any given time doing it, I mean,
Yeah, but
Yeah, but
like
the
you
effect
pay
that it
6.
has on pure essence and shit is so huge.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not
Exactly.
arguing. I'm not arguing for it or anything. I'm just like saying.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, for me it's probably just this has been said in previous podcast multiple times, but microtransactions just gonna be the edge for me. Yeah, microtransactions, double XP weekends, room span. Let me think. Yeah, stuff like that, and summoning probably. I won't play if that comes out. Well, it really depends on how big my addiction is at the time, I guess. Because that it's always what drives you to play the game and continue.
Yeah, I'm being realistic. I don't know what kind of update it would take for me to quit. I think if and when I do stop playing, it'll be because of things that are going on in real life, not because of any failed update in the game or anything like that. I, they would just have to completely make a completely different game out of this shit for me to quit it, I guess. Microtransactions would probably be the biggest thing to pushing me over the edge, though, I'd say.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same. Microtransactions are the biggest thing for me. If they come into the game, I don't know if I'll quit immediately. I think I'll just like become a casual in a way and just like play less, but just do the things I really do enjoy. Yeah, I think as Randy said, real life kind of eventually takes over as you get older. So I think that will be probably, hopefully, I'm saying hopefully would be the factor that puts me away from RuneScape rather than an update that Jagex implement.
Do you think that like you will never ever play again, or would it just drop down to like a 20 EHP week or something?
It'll
Or
probably
like
just drop
15?
down to like like a 15 to 20 EHP week really. Because microtransactions don't exactly affect the skills that I want to do in the game and like how I play the game. Well, it would affect how I play it, but like I'd never be for microtransactions. But I could still do like rune crafting if I wanted to, or something I enjoy.
All right. Name a couple of players who you miss in the past who have burnt out or quit playing.
Razor.
Oh, you took it from me, man.
Shots fired.
Yeah, rest in peace, Razor. He will always be remembered in the Hexis offsite in the updates. For me, it's basically E-Fire. I really miss him around in clan chat. But also,
Civil, please.
people like Civil, please. Yeah, no fun allowed. But I also kind of miss Physicist and Kevin Hood 11.
Oh, rest in
They
peace,
were good
Kevin.
guys, and yeah, Kevin and Physicist. I was had pleasant conversations with him. So yeah, sad to see some people go, but usually they come back, but sometimes they don't.
Case.
Sorry, yeah, my bad. I was drinking. Yep. Well, I would have to be Laetus. I don't know if a lot of I don't know if a lot of people know Laetus or knew who he was, but he was a pretty chill dude. He was going for max. I don't know, it's just super funny, and he sort of like introduced some like weird words to the clan chat. But yeah, I definitely miss that dude.
For me, it's latest and Green Wave. I saw this question earlier today when I was at work, and I tweeted out "Rest in peace, Green Wave." And I'll say Green Wave and latest for me would be top two. I'd say they Green
What
Wave.
about Jebrin?
He's not.
Still plays?
He still plays. Like he's not disappeared off the map. Like,
Hopper and Tangle.
all right, what do you guys think the Jagex should do to bring more new players to the game or bring older players back?
I think they're doing a pretty good job of it already, to be completely honest. And I know like the delivery of the tournament was like terrible. Like it was like just embarrassing and didn't really work. But like it was a great idea. Like you can't really deny that. Like a lot of people were extremely hyped about it. Everyone was talking about it. It was on the front page of Twitch. Like I think that was a great idea. Do stuff like that. I mean, I'm probably not gonna partake in it or really watch it, but I think it's a great idea. Because I think people just seem to be like reminded that the game exists or told that the game exists, and that's all that really needs to happen. Because a lot of people still don't know that, like, this game is out there. I see comments like all the time, people saying like, "What the fuck? People still play this game? Like it still exists." And it's like this game's been out for like 2.5 years or whatever now,
Yeah.
and there are still people out there that don't even know it exists. But I think they're doing a pretty good job, and the tournament's a pretty good idea.
Actually, on the Q&A last week, somebody asked them what their thoughts were on being like a 1 week free membership if you complete all free-to-play quests, and I wouldn't mind that.
I think
A free-to-play
that's a good
person
idea.
put in all that only a week.
that's a good idea.
Mm.
I would definitely vote for that. It would give the free-to-play players an incentive to play more, and then it would give them a reward. I mean, they're not really even gonna. From what kind of impact could they have on the economy or
Well,
something like that? They wouldn't really. I don't see how it would be negative if they were able to have a week of free membership. That was a great. I don't know why I've never heard of anything like that before. I think that is an amazing idea.
see, like in theory though, it is a really good idea. But what Ash said was that, like, I guess according to TheCaseAce, was that not many people actually. Well, the amount of people that like actually subscribe are like very new accounts. So most likely just people like us that already play make new accounts, and that's like the very vast majority of people that actually subscribe. People who play free to play either like stay free to play or they're free to play for like a day before they subscribe. So there's like a very small window of people. Well, it sounds like a really good idea in theory, and it probably would help, but like not really much on a scale that you'd think.
Yeah, but like even bringing in free-to-play players, like people that are completely new to the game, they will tell their friends about it, and it will just continue to grow and stuff like that. I mean, do you guys remember they had like a new cave north of the Stronghold security, like for free to play? They could kill monsters and get like a rune sim and stuff like that.
No, I don't.
I remember
No.
that. It was
It was like an exab kind of thingy.
it was like the Stronghold was security, but it was like Stronghold was something else, and then they like taught you game
In
rules.
old school?
No, like in 2008 or something.
Oh.
But yeah, if they had like added some new free-to-play content, a bit higher tier, because I think the highest and best monster you can kill are Ankus and Greater Demons. But if they had like a new sort of boss that you can do with friends or
Yeah, but it comes back
solo.
to the whole thing of not many people. When it comes to people who subscribe, not like you either play free to play forever.
No, the
or you
question
play
was
free
if
to, like
to bring more new players to the game or old players. I mean,
yeah, but aren't we still arguing the whole like you finish all the quests and then you get a free week?
yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I was just saying
Cockroaches,
what Ash said was that it wouldn't really have much of an impact based on who actually subscribes, like what they know on the data of like who actually subscribes.
Yeah, well, I think they've done a pretty good job so far. Releasing free-to-play was probably the best thing they did with regards to bringing new players to the game. I remember all the hype surrounding it, and like the first day of release was pretty cool. There were so many people on. Yeah, I don't know if they can do anything like bigger or better than that, but maybe like offering a little more content to them. Like, I don't know, I'd be okay with like maybe them allowing the agility skill to be accessed and trained by free-to-play members or something like that. Not too sure exactly what I'd prefer.
They have in RS3 they have you can level all skills to 5 or something, just to have a little experience. Would you guys like that to be implemented in free to play
Yeah,
or
make it like a proper like demo.
yeah,
A
like
demo for
level
each
5?
play school. Yeah. That'd be nice.
Could they access everything though? Because yeah, they can access farming, they can access thieving, they can access agility with Draenor and stuff like that.
I think they did when they did that in the past. What they had to do was like update birth rope. They had made the whole town like different, and they had to add like new areas, like a little agility course you could train to 5, that kind of stuff, and like they had to
Oh, yeah.
change the early game in order to like encompass that because like there's no places to do a lot of skills in the free-to-play map, like your boundaries that you're in.
Yeah, plus they need to make the Druidic Ritual quest. They had to make it free-to-play in order to train Herblore.
You'd be able to make like 2 potions before you hit level 5.
What, like attack and anti-poison? Doesn't even like poison in free-to-play?
No, so like you finish the Druidic Ritual quest, you get 3 Herblore, you make like 2 potions, and then you're already gonna have maxed out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
this
think
guy-
people would even want attack potions in free-to-play. Like, people would probably vote against it.
Yeah, but this guy in the chat is saying energies slash staminas, or only energies, like the level 38 energies or something like that, just a bit of the lower tier member stuff that they could add to free-to-play. I don't know if free-to-play wants it, I don't know if pay-to-play wants it, but...
Yeah, they'd have to ask people who actually, like, play it. And people who, like, do free-to-play wars, like, do they want to have energy potions? It probably would be a big impact on their wars. Just like attack potions would.
Alright, who do you guys think is the most mysterious Hexis member?
Acid Soul.
User.
I also think user, damn it.
He's been
I was gonna
inactive
say,
for forever, though.
I was gonna say, go ahead.
Oh, that's what.
Oh, cool. I was gonna say, Evil Oak would be my choice for most mysterious. So I kind of like. Does anyone know what happened to her? Did she just burn out, or?
She left the clan shortly after the Skilling Cup last year.
Really?
She,
Didn't even know about this.
oh, well, you're out of date.
Wow. Hey, she's that mysterious. I didn't even know.
Well, yeah, no one perfect is pretty mysterious, too.
I talk to him a lot, so I guess I don't really see him as being that mysterious. I can see how a lot of people would see him as being that, though.
He's barely in the clan chat, though.
Hey, he stops by. He PMs me
Yeah.
like every other day, and we talk a bit. Alright, moving on. In the priority pool, the new quest thing scored pretty high, so now that they plan on adding in a new quest, what would you like the new quest to be like? Kind of rewards, anything along those lines?
Well, there was this idea in the beginning of the podcast with the Manifos and Prifnidas area. I'd like to see them add like a new cat quest in Manifos or something, or a new elf quest. Like I don't fucking know, like maybe the what's it called again? Map 3 or something like that. That'd be nice. A new Grandmaster quests or something. Like Map 3 would be pretty awesome.
I think I'd like to have WGS, which was While Gothic Sleeps.
Oh yeah.
Was one of the. I really enjoyed that quest. I'm not a big quester, but I really enjoyed that quest.
What was,
no declaws,
what was
though.
that quest like?
Yeah, it was a Grandmaster quest, and I can't remember exactly what happened, but you ended up getting buff stats in order to like kill this monster in the end of it, and it was pretty cool. You could hit some crazy hits on it, and it was the quest to unlock Dragon Claws. Obviously, I wouldn't want that part of the quest to be implemented into the game, but that sort of storyline and that kind of quest is what I enjoyed.
I remember they talked about, I think Reach talked about it, like having like a quest that like was like a finale for a lot of them. Like I remember, like, because like a lot of the quest lines in this game like aren't finished, and
I
guess they'll finish
remember
over the
him
next
saying he
8
was
years
like
or whatever.
planning on, he's called it an Uber quest or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty cool idea, because like you could have a finale for, you know, the 10 quest lines in this game that have gone unfinished. And pretty cool. And then you could open up Manifos and Cryptinids and That's what I would like to see, but that's like a giant ass project. Like that'd be like months.
I'm not really looking for anything special from any quests that they come out with. I'd I'd be only interested in what rewards come from it, what kind of impact will those rewards have on the game. And I mean, is it going to be some newbie ass quest where it introduces us to a new area, or is it going to be like a grandmaster quest? I don't really have a preference. Quests aren't really a big deal to me, and I'll be okay with whatever they make as long as the rewards tied to it aren't fucked up.
Um, I know they have 2 quests in the archive that are like 90% finished for them. It's Path of Glorphy and Land of the Goblins. I don't think those give like any crazy rewards or anything, but they could complete them pretty quickly if they wanted to. Um, so they probably do those before anything else, maybe. But I think would you get a sixth Slayer block if you got 250 quest points in addition
No, I
to the
don't
one
think
you
so.
get from
No.
Lumberj Elite?
I think that was meant to replace it. Like the Lumberj League was meant to replace.
I don't-
The Lumberj Elite would do nothing for Slayer if they came out with a new quest that gave 4 quest points.
Well, you would need the quest cape in order to get the achievement diary. So yeah,
Oh, I see.
I don't know what will happen because would you have with the what's it called, the task you have to do for Lumbridge Trainer, like wear a quest cape, do the emote whatsoever, would it like untag after a new quest would be released, so you could not
Probably.
wear the human diary cape? I guess so, 'cause
But the diary reward is gain an extra Slayer block. So I think the way they programmed it, they probably did make it so that if you had 250 quest points, you could have 6 blocks if you had achievement diaries done.
Who
I'm
said
sure that
that?
would be cool, and it wouldn't pass.
I'm just saying, I think that's how it works. So the Lumberj Elite diary reward is gain an extra Slayer block. It doesn't, like, I think you would get 6 if you came out with more quest points. They might change it so it doesn't do that if people were against it.
I I think they would change it to where you wouldn't get a sixth block. I think they would see 6 blocks as being quite overpowered. But yeah. Moving on.
Probably wouldn't even think of it, so.
Moving on. How do you guys feel about Matt K joining the stream last week?
You skipped one.
what's stream?
Did I? Oh, well, I guess I'm an idiot. All right. Let's just answer that one. Let's,
What stream?
the
The
podcast.
Podcast 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, the last podcast. He was in here for like a little bit over an hour.
Oh,
We'll answer the
I
one
didn't
above
know
it
that.
next. I'm an idiot.
Brungus can continue.
I actually didn't get to even watch it because I didn't get to watch it live, and because my internet was down. I was supposed to be on it, remember? And I didn't get to.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So Randy,
I think that was the first time I had ever maybe been intimidated by a person. I know that sometimes I've watched people stream, and if they see a big streamer in the chat, they kind of like their attitude and mood changes or something like that. That was the first time I had ever, where I think I had been affected by who was in the chat. Because otherwise, I mean, I don't really care, but
did it make you uncomfortable that like you talk shit about him kind of?
I think I did bash him prior to him watching the stream. I may have watched what I said a little bit more, but
Wait, was he
he was
in the chat,
yeah,
or was he in the podcast?
he was in the chat just
The
talking.
chat.
Okay.
Let's get him on the podcast next time.
I was wondering what was going on.
You thought he was You thought he was participating on it?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Don't know.
I was impressed that he was.
Hey, let me cut you off there real quick. He gained a lot of respect from me in the questions that he asked, the way that he asked it, and sticking around and doing everything that he did. He gained some respect from me.
Yeah, and it was like 10 or 11 p.m. in UK. He was on Twitch and he joined the stream and he asked us some pretty difficult questions and some pretty racy questions, controversial questions. Like how he asked us like how would you run the old school team differently and stuff like that.
I wouldn't want to be on that podcast.
Hey guys, I gotta step away for like 10 minutes. I'll be right back. Just continue on.
All right.
Sorry.
Let's talk about how much of a failure and embarrassment the PvP tournament stream was.
I haven't watched it, so...
Trance, can you talk about it a little?
It was embarrassed. It was voted stream on the Twitch homepage was the tournament. There was like 21,000 people watching at peak time.
That's a lot.
First match. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a great promotion for old school. And just it goes down. There's like 10,000 people watching, and then they come back up, and it goes down again, and there's like 3,000 people watching, and then like it was down for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then RuneScape made the announcement that they're postponing the tournament. I wasn't that hyped. I wasn't really that hyped for the tournament to begin with, but man, that was just kind of embarrassing. I was embarrassed because it was my game that I play. I was being laughed at by everybody. Which
Case?
I found it pretty funny actually how after the first disconnection, after the first DDoS, sorry, Archie got the stream back up and he was like, sorry guys, just experiencing a little bit of lag issues. I was like, motherfucker, this isn't lag, you're getting attacked. Like, Jesus. Yeah, as Trance said, it was a really embarrassing experience. Like, we were front page of Twitch, you know, it was awesome to see, and then that was just like an epic failure.
Is anyone surprised that that happened?
no,
No,
no
way.
I'm surprised that they didn't expect this. Like,
Yeah, they had to expect that coming.
Of course, because RS has been under attack for numerous months now, and it's not gonna go away even if you organize a tournament in front of 21,000 people. I mean, yeah, it's just fix your servers, then do a
What do you think
tournament.
What do you think they're gonna do about it? Like stream at Archie's house, or
yeah, they have to do it like because whoever DDoS them is not gonna stop.
yeah, for
No.
sure.
They stream the tournament, or they could not stream the tournament at all.
But stuff like the skilling cap, is it gonna be streamed or is it just a private
That's
whatsoever?
it's a private thing.
Okay,
That would
so
be so
the
boring
chan-
to stream, anyways.
Don't
Yeah.
no one want to watch Trance cut some logs, fish some fish, hunt some
I mean, I
chins?
can stream it myself. I'm probably not even going to.
I have no plans on it. But I'm really not surprised at all that it got DDoSed, and it's really unfortunate for those who were excited about it. And hey, does anyone know how those teams were picked for the for that tournament? I mean, was it like random selection? How did they pick that shit? Because Trance and I submitted a team, and hey, we would have went in there. We might have been punching bags, but we would have brought some entertainment.
Yeah, that would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
That would have been hilarious.
Entertainment value for sure. Ronan said something about them based on their skill and them being like the best PKers in
Pretty sure
RuneScape
they
and
had-
like and within their
Right, they got it.
respective clans.
Couldn't you look at the KD ratio of a player?
Well, I'm sure a lot of
They had-
people
they had
probably
in there who
fake
weren't
it.
even like max combat in the main game. Like they're one of the teams was a pure team. They
Yeah, the
normally
first
PK
team.
as pures, so they really don't. I mean, do they really know how to PK as max combat?
Not really, they got
know.
destroyed.
How much of the tournament actually happened before it went down and was?
Well, 30
Not
seconds
much.
of 2 matches.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was about a minute of content.
Holy shit.
It was supposed to be it was supposed to be a 6-hour. It was 6 hours each day. 6 hours Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all weekend.
That is
But
God.
they were streaming for it. There was like an hour before the first match, where they were just like circle jerking and counting down for the first match, and they didn't get attacked at all during that. Until the match
That
started.
was the plan, you know.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty bad. I didn't support the cup happening just because I think them giving away 10K is kind of ridiculous, but seeing something like this happen is kind of sad, and I feel bad for all that happening. The Escaped Closed Bank should be coming out this Thursday with the update. Did you guys vote for it?
Yeah, I voted for it. Probably just going to be better to remap the escape key to something else on my keyboard with AHK, but I'm pretty happy with that. Means I use less diagonals with my scripts, but yeah, I don't really go crazy with diagonals as it is anyway.
I mean, you shouldn't have to be using any diagonals with that. I mean, the only other time you would really use diagonals is just to move to close X.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Isn't that what they're doing? Like they're closing the bank with the escape key?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can just take diagonals out and replace it with whatever else.
Yeah.
It's probably going to make... I don't know if it'll affect skilling really that much because...
It'll affect the people who do not use AHK. It'll be good. It'll be good.
And even for me, it's gonna make it much more consistent. Like every once in a while, it won't close the bank when I jump to X, so I'll click too fast after moving there or whatever. I don't know what happens, but I'm definitely gonna use it, and it'll on average make me do skills bank faster.
Yeah, but like stuff like rune crafting, like if you go to close X with the diagonal, you're pretty much gonna have your pure essence at the right top, right? But with close X, you can just have it like if you have a full bank, you deposit your shit. You have your pure S at the right bottom. You close X, and you're basically right. Your mouse is basically right next to the pouches or wherever you want them. So, it will affect rune crafting, not XP hour wise, but as Trance said, things can be done way more consistent, and you can rearrange your bank pretty much because with one button, it's gonna be you can just basically move right to your inventory instead of clicking on the X of the bank and then having to go down to your inventory. So it'll save a bit of time and it'll be more consistent.
Alright, Mod Ghost and John C. both insinuated about a Maxcape discussion happening during the most recent Q&A stream. How excited are you, and what stats and appearance do you think they will be giving it? Do you think that they should make it to where you can make it completely custom? What are you looking to get out of it?
I would like it to be one design, but you can pick maybe like 5 or 6 different colors, so it's not like a huge job. You don't have to do any engine work. It's just kind of like with the recolors of like the whip and stuff like that. He just has to make 5 different models, which isn't a big deal because I mean the bulk of his time is going to be making the design, not making the color. He can probably easily change the color. Have 6 different items, one max cape for each color. Ideally that's what I would like him to do. I'm not sure if he did reply to some tweets, people suggesting that, and he said he would think about it and talk to developers about it as well. Stats-wise, I think they will try to make it best in slot strength.
Ooh.
I don't know how that's gonna go.
No, I don't.
I think their initial idea will be to have it like 5 strength bonus. I don't know if that'll go down well, but I think they're gonna want to do that. They might change their mind if people say no.
If they do that, they would have to pull it separately because, yeah, if it's gonna be best in slot, then it's most likely not gonna pass because people will be salty because they would have to they would feel that they would have to max.
I would be very surprised if they tried making it best in slot.
Yeah, I don't think they will make it best in slot. I'm pretty excited for Max Cape, just FYI. Really keen for this. I agree with Trance on the the one design, but several different colors that you can choose from. I remember seeing, I think it was a tweet that Dreamy tweeted out to Mod Ian and Mod Ghost, and it was about having a fully customizable panel and all these other things. And Mod Ian commented on it saying that it would be a lot of engine work and that it would take a long time to do. He said he liked the idea though, but I don't want it to take a long time because, you know, it's sort of like hasn't been delayed as such, but they haven't really taken it as a priority, and I really think it needed to be put out quicker than it has. As for the stats, I think they'll go with like equivalent to Fire Cape and maybe like one or two extra prayer bonus. I think that's what they might do with it.
Yeah, for me, I've always wanted the Max Cape to be whatever you want it to be. For example, if you the Max Cape itself is completely cosmetic, but once you if you're going ranging, you add an accumulator to it, and once you go do melee, you just get the accumulator out and you put the Fire Cape in. If you're going to do runecrafting, get the Fire Cape out, put a Spider Cape in, and so on and so forth. Just have like a mix-up of what you want it to be. But I think that's too much engine work and it probably won't happen, but if it were to have static stats, then I would have it want to be matched to the Fire Cape plus accumulator. So it would save your arrows and darts.
I don't really care about it. They can make it. No, I don't think they'll try to put it best in slot because I think they understand that if they do, then it realistically won't pass. But I would like to see it in the way that Matt was describing, but I don't really give a shit if it gives negative stats. I just want to get like a nice custom purple and yellow Max Cape. But I'm not optimistic about a Max Cape passing regardless what the stats could be on it. But yeah. Alright, so there was yet another unpulled community event made this week with this cat shit making its way into the game. How do you guys feel about it? I don't even know what this update is. Do you guys know what it is?
No, I
It's
don't know.
a charity event for WWF, I believe. Just to save animals, tigers and shit.
Oh, I think I heard a little bit about this. You can donate like
Bonds and
via
cash.
bonds and stuff. Yeah. I think it's a pretty good idea. Yeah. I don't really have much to say on this, but I don't think it needed to be polled based on the fact that it's a charity event. Yeah, that's about all I got to say on that.
The only thing I thought of the charity event was Jicklum. That's it.
I'm sure that he's loving it.
Yeah.
They need to show some more loves to dogs. Dogs don't get any love in this game. You got that little what is it, a shaggy dog or a stray dog in Varrock. That's the only, and man, give some love to the dogs. We don't need to be cats all the time. But no,
I like this more than Big Mo, because Big Mo is
if Big Mo is actually
a
having
lot
an
of
effect
like
on the
tradable
game, that's
items in the
something that
game.
should be pulled.
Yeah.
But this thing is a community event, and I get to where they say, oh, we don't have to pull it now. They never pulled the Well of Goodwill, and nobody really says shit about that. So, I'm fine. I didn't know that this was a charity thing, so I guess that changed how I was going to approach answering this question. I'm fine with it. What were you gonna say, Trance?
I'd say what I wanted to say.
Same here.
Oh. John C. mentioned a mini cape, or I'm sorry, a mini game. A mini game, a mini game cape last week. What would you like to see requirements be for that kind of cape, and would you like to see it as well?
I would not like to see it, and if it were to be released, I'd be like, have like all the fucking rewards, like Castle Wars, full gold armor, Trouble Brewing, every piece of 8 item shit. What other mini games rewards are there?
Nightmare Zone.
Oh god.
Yeah, Nightmare Zone. Yeah, but like
Gotta buy a million dress.
have like all imbued rings or whatsoever. But I don't think there are that many mini games that you can actually get like good rewards from, because it's actually like Rat Pits. What the fuck is that? Pest Control. It's like
Two all Nightmare Zone.
God Wars. No, that's not a mini game. Fishing Trawler. That's just manta rays or whatsoever. So I don't think it would be a great idea. Be like Castle Wars and Trouble Brewing. That's probably it mainly, like hour wise. But I don't think it's a real good idea. I mean, the music cape was a stupid idea as well. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think this minigame cape is like a flawed attempt to revive some dead content in the minigame area. I wouldn't be for a minigame cape. When John C actually mentioned this minigame cape, I just like shook my head. I was like, why are you considering other capes before you've even developed a max cape? Or, I just feel like they don't have their priorities straight at the moment. Like, how many people are going to be able to get it?
Well, hey, they said that it was talked about on the last stream. Max Cape was also talked about. I don't know if they talked about the Max Cape first and then the mini game cape, but I do feel you.
The only cape that I would like to see besides the Max Cape being released after this is a Champion Scroll cape. Like if you get everything, you just not a skill cape, but just like I saw a post on Reddit. You had like a cape that gradually, every time you get a cape, it just builds up. So at the beginning, it's just shoulder pads, and once you get one Champion Scroll, it just gets bigger and untethered and stuff like that. It was a pretty cool idea.
I don't really like the idea of a minigame cape. It just seems like a kind of a weak attempt at reviving minigames. You can make minigames more appealing through other ways. Like Max Cape, people would max without Max Cape, but nobody's gonna do minigames.
Yeah, that's true.
Without, for another reason other than to get the cape.
I also feel like they're so quick to like several months ago they were so quick to brush off the idea of a max cape, be like, oh no, we need to wait until we have X amount of max players, rah rah rah. But like they openly sort of consider bringing in other capes that less people would be able to get on release. This feels a little weird that they sort of do
Like
that.
a trimmed music cape's gonna be very, very small amount of people can get.
Yeah, definitely. Now we have like 100 max players, so...
But I just think that music cape is pretty stupid. It's just it's basically a newbie comm cape if you take it, if you will. But I mean, yeah, just bring out the max cape, bring out a comp cape, get rid of the music cape. Just give us the emote once you get all tracks, and that's it.
Bam. Simple and sorted.
I don't
Yeah.
think that there should be a mini game cape. To me, that just kind of seems like a silly idea, and it's just I don't think it really has a place in the game. Don't need to celebrate everything everyone does if they get like level 5 all barbarian and like full elite void. I mean, I just don't really think there needs to be one. Alright, if 200 mil capes came out, would you guys think it would be cool to see the players rank on the cape if they were one of the first 10 players to get it? So like Clayton would like be rank 1 magic and there'd be a little 1 somewhere on there or something like that.
Nah. First, I don't think they have the engine support to link the high scores with items in game, but even if they did, I wouldn't really want it.
Yeah, I think I'd be the same. 200 mil capes are so rare that they're like easily recognizable. So if you see someone with a 200 mil cape, you pretty much know that they're going to be at least like top page at the moment. As old school is at the moment, you're going to at least be
I think
top page
I think
rank.
cooking
So
I think
cooking
that's
you're
like
looking at
55
third
cooking.
page now.
yeah,
Yeah.
but like nobody considers cooking to be a good skill.
Yeah.
Like you're just watching movies for like 500 hours.
Yeah.
I would like to see terminal capes, though. It'd be nice for the people that put in so much effort in certain skills, it to get somewhat recognition without people having to look on the high scores. Because people like Rain put in a lot of hours in fishing, 5-ticking, and stuff like that, and Acid Soul with 200 mil mining. It'd be nice for them to get special cape like that, and it's also motivation for people like us to actually go for a 200 mil, an extra motivation, if you will.
I say 200.
I really
Yeah,
don't
I
see them
agree.
doing that though.
Hmm?
I really don't see them doing 200 mil capes. I mean, half of the capes are only going to be available to like 2 people. So
I'm not saying they should
they
release
stopped,
it now.
They didn't do like they said they didn't want to do max cape because not enough people were maxed when there was like 80 people maxed. Why would they do a 200 mil cape for 1 person or 0 per people in some cases?
Well, there are more 200 mils than there are people maxed, although you would be developing
Yeah,
a
but you have
whole
to be
lot.
20
Yeah, yeah,
capes.
yeah.
Wouldn't be that hard, I guess, though. If you just take the max
I'm-
cape, you put it in a different trim, and you put like a smoke thingy at the bottom. Don't think it would be that much work.
I don't really think that they would even need to do much to a 200 mil cape. Maybe just make some slight modifications to the skill cape, or like the skill cape.
Yeah, just change the edges, change the trim, or add like a special effect to it.
Yeah, I don't really think it would.
In my opinion.
I don't really think they'd have to do much to make an adequate 200 mil cape. But 200 mil capes, yes. Getting like a little ass rank on it, no. It seems kind of stupid, silly, and it would also be really.
Yeah.
It would also be really hard to see that anyway. No support.
And it would also, like, in the future, it'd be, like, weird, because if you were, like, rank 2,000.
Well, it said in the question in the
cooking.
question it says top 10 only.
Oh, top 10. Oh, yeah. Well,
I don't think that really changes
Nah.
anything for me, but
just keep it, yeah, the way it should be.
yeah, I agree. Alright, so we're finished up with the questions that we had submitted for you guys watching this stream. Feel free to post any questions that you have in the chat, and we'll answer some of those that you guys have. But Trance has been collecting them for a while, so let's go to
Was me, you dick.
the first question.
I did some.
Well, we both get the credit then.
I just seen Trance posting it in the chat, so my bad. So all right, first one is um from Ibrahim. First, good luck on holding off Kush. That's gonna be a nice race, but he asks, when will Jagex make an official announcement on AHK? They've made a lot of announcements, and the thing you should always go by is I have a picture saved that Ronan said. He was just like, we're not going to say that AHK is legal just because of how far you can take it. So I'd say that's pretty much their official statement on it. And next question is thoughts on a comp cape. I know we were just kind of talking a little bit about some things related to that. What do you guys think?
Yeah. I don't think there's enough content in game to justify a comp cape. I think they could do a trimmed max cape, maybe.
Oh,
That'd be
that's
kinda cool.
interesting. Yeah, that's
Because there's really
gonna
not
be
that
pretty-
much stuff like RS3 has for like comping out. I mean, all minigame awards maybe, but
Well, if it was like all pets and all castle
Oh,
wars,
God, no,
stuff
no.
like that, then it
too
could
much.
be, yeah. But then it could be a comp cape. But it's
They have
really
one pet.
unrealistic with Barbarian Assaulting Corp. Really, like all the other pets are pretty realistic to get. Even the God Wars dungeon pets and the DK ones just takes a lot of time. But yeah.
I don't think there should be anything like a comp cape. But
Yeah,
go ahead.
I think that's for like in the future, maybe like 5 years from now, when there's a lot more content released that can be added to a comp cape. Maybe for the avid like compers like Aubrey and that, maybe a trimmed max cape as Trance said would be pretty cool. Just to give them some like recognition and to show off their achievements. About all I think.
All right, moving on. What are your general opinions on Ultimate Iron Man?
I really don't really have opinion on them. I mean, I feel like they're in the... They want to play the game that way, fine. I feel like it's very limiting. I don't think I could play like that. So used to having a bank.
I think I've been thinking about it a long time and been tempting to make one, but if you look at the macro efficiency on a normal account, you do thieving first, but you will need like fish and stuff like that to get food. I guess you could get wines or something like that, but like the majority of skills you could just pretty easily do, like wood cutting. You just do it straight to 99. You get a bit of fletching, you get a bit of fire making. Fishing, you could get 75 agility and strength from that. All and stuff like that. Like the really big skills are pretty easy to do, but stuff like crafting and herb lore and slayer to get all that gear, it's just I don't know how you would do that, or rune crafting for that matter. Mine S, go to the altar, get the runes, go back, mine S. Just I have a lot of respect for the people who actually get a lot of hours in those accounts.
I wouldn't enjoy that kind of play style, being so limited. I got respect for them. It's not a game mode I'd enjoy, and it's kind of why I voted no to it when it was being introduced. I still think it's kind of a silly game mode. It's definitely something I would never try.
Yeah, I pretty much have the same opinion as you guys, really. It's definitely not a game mode that I could ever play. It's way too restricting. Just I like the freedom you have with, having a bank and being able to pretty much do whatever you want, really. Got a lot of respect for the people that do play like that. You know, if you enjoy playing like that, go ahead. You know, do your best, do what you love. But yeah, at the end of the day, I could definitely not do that.
Yeah, but if you look at rank 1, the rank 1 Ultimate Iron Man, he's got 99 in all melee stats, 99 ranged, 95 magic, 99 woodcutting, 99 fishing, 99 fire making, 99 agility, 99 thieving, and 99 hunter, 96 slayer. But like stuff like herblore, it's 70, and runecrafting is 59. It's just those skills will take forever to complete.
Yeah, those gathering skills
Yeah.
that you need a lot of supplies for.
Yep. Farming too.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Hey, he lives.
My parents needed help with they're getting like all their carpets redone and shit, and they didn't really care that I told them I was busy, so.
Well, rip.
Hey, I'll make sure to tell them I'll lock my door. Hey, I'm busy for the next 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
Unless the house is burning down, please do not bother me. If you see, we're down questions in chat at 36 right now. But alright, moving on though. Brungus, what is your general opinion of Ultimate Iron Man game mode?
I think the concept is like really good, I guess, but I mean, looking at it from a standpoint of like a skiller who wants to like max or 200 mil or whatever, like it's like really dumb. You know what I mean? Like for people who play the game a certain way, it's probably really fun. Because I have an Iron Man account, I think it's really fun, but like I'd never in a million years expect to like try and max or anything like that on it. It's just like more for fun. I think Ultimate Iron Man's like really cool. I just never do it. I'd never do it, and I'd never try to get 99s on it or anything like that.
Yeah. Alright, what is your guys' opinion on mid-level efficient content? It doesn't affect maxing time too much, but speeds up early levels a lot. I'm kind of confused by the question.
Yeah, I'm a little confused too.
Yeah,
I
a lot
think
of your early levels are done through quests, so
yeah, I think overall it's going to speed up this skill. I mean, obviously it says it speeds up early levels. So overall the skill's going to get slightly quicker. I think that's needed for anything really. It's like any skill. If you
Your mic
put the
is
time
lagging.
into the skill, you're going to eventually get to the top tier levels, you know,
No.
and eventually. Not lagging? Is that you, Randy?
it's Randy's end.
Oh,
Randy's
Jesus
end?
Christ! I hope I
Cool,
don't. I
cool.
hope I don't
Yeah,
disconnect.
well, yeah, as I said,
You're not losing any packets, so
nah, you're all good so far.
All right, continue
Yeah, I
then.
think it's just gonna, as I said, if you put the time into the skill, you know, you'll eventually get to the levels you want to get to, and you know, eventually max the skill if that's what you're into as well.
All right, I'm still a little confused, so I'm gonna pass.
yeah, I'm confused too. I guess, yeah, mid-level content, yeah, I got stuff like lavas and shit. I guess that's mid-level.
Well, is the question asking like, well, it says opinion on, but does it mean like opinion on, do you want more mid-level vision content? I don't get
Yeah.
it. I mean,
Take it however you like.
okay, well, I think that they should really try and like preserve the early game and I guess the mid game too, because like people come back to this game out of nostalgia and they probably play a lot out of it. I mean, eventually they stop playing out of nostalgia, but like I think the early game should be exactly the same as everybody remembers it, and that just keeps what old school RuneScape's supposed to feel like. And I don't feel like there's any gaps in any skills for mid-level content. I mean, am I wrong? Like, can't really think of a skill where it's like there's some sort of gap where something should be. I can't think of anything.
Fire making.
Well, that wouldn't
Maple's
really be
mid-level.
mid-level. That would just be high level.
Well, there's maple logs. How's that not like mid-level? I guess it's not efficient, but I mean, I don't know. This question's kind of weird.
All right, fuck it.
I still think that they should implement low and middle tiered content though, because if you're just gonna bring out stuff that will be best in slot like every time, everything will just increase like Slayer
Yeah,
and
I
shit.
agree.
So
Power creep.
they should keep releasing mid-level efficient content.
Well, I guess in more regards to like combat, like with best in slot stuff, they were talking about how they wanted to have more like sort of like niche or like special type things, kind of like how the Karis is really good against Calify Queen. You now have like something that's really good against a certain boss or against a certain
I'd
like
like to see more
you know.
items like that. I'd like for this Abyssal Sire, when it, like what one of those two weapons that it drops, I'd like for it to be like the best weapon to kill it or another boss.
Yeah, it keeps it from saying like, you know, here's a new level 80 weapon, and now the whip is a piece of shit because now there's a better weapon. So like having a new thing that doesn't take over something else is definitely the best way to go. And then also to include it so that there's a sync of it somehow. It's the smartest way to include new things.
Alright, what do you guys think about Jagex hosting some of their Q&As at employees' houses rather than at their office? They say it's because they get invited over, but everyone knows they're just getting their asses hit offline. What do you guys think?
Yeah, personally, I think it's a little bit of an embarrassment. You know, they're a really large company and they're quite well known within the gaming world. And you know, to have to leave their own HQ because they're getting DDoS is pretty big embarrassment. And it looks really unprofessional as well. Like the studio they've got is really good. It's really well set up for live streaming, and obviously that's its purpose. And when they go from that to somebody's house, you know, somewhere where someone lives,
You got
it
you got
looks super
dogs
unprofessional. It
barking
gives
in the
them a
background.
bad image. That would not be me.
Yeah, I think more so than
Dogs barking in
anything.
the Q&A background.
Go ahead.
No, you
Because
can.
I can't believe they didn't expect this for the tournament stream.
Do you think that
I
they
feel like
think that they took
they
any
should have had,
steps?
like a backup plan to quickly go to someone's house.
Yeah, they should have had Matt K's house host the
Do you
tournament.
think they took any steps in how to like any steps to try to combat getting DDoSed prior to the
Yeah.
tournament starting?
Yeah, they had the worlds hosted on completely different servers, which was a start, but I mean, because the
But
actual
this,
people fighting didn't get like DDoSed. Like
yeah.
the fight still went on. It was like Jagex got knocked out.
Mm.
So,
They kicked they kicked Jagex offline. They didn't kick their servers offline.
yeah. So like they started a solution, but it wasn't like the solution. Like they tried, but I don't know why they didn't think that they weren't going to get like the stream itself and you know like Archie's character online like that. What they weren't going to get knocked off.
How do you think they should have better planned for it?
Is
They had
is it?
a backup plan to go to someone's house. Well, they could have. I mean, I don't know the specifics, but I don't know how hard it would be to change Jagex's IP. I mean, if they know their IP,
Oh shit, I think I just disconnected.
at least
Is,
one,
is it
or even get hit
possible?
off.
Is it possible to like rent out a place to like be hosted from? Like
Hey, they can come host it
not.
from my house. $10.
Um, it is for the Q&A. It is good, I guess, for a temporary solution. I mean, it is unprofessional as the TheCaseAce said, but I mean, the Q&A still has to go on, and if it keeps DCing every Thursday, it's just not. Yeah, we won't have the majority of the community won't have the Q&A, the usual Q&A that they like to watch every week. So I guess it's kind of good that they still continue doing them, even though they keep getting hit off every week. But yeah, I hope it's gonna be fixed sometime soon, because it's really dreadful that the servers are getting hit off every day.
I think more so than anything, it's just really unprofessional. I think we talked about this on other podcasts before. Like, Matt K had his dog barking and stuff. Now, I realized there was one podcast I had where I did, not from my house or not at school, and there was a dog in the background, and the dog was barking a lot. But that's not my job. That shit's his job, you know, like, made him look unprofessional. Just like, I don't know. I
I
stopped
mean,
I
if he's gonna
stopped
like
caring
host
a
it
lot
from,
about them when Archie started getting a lot more FaceTime on them. So I don't even watch them anymore. But I still know that they're very important.
I mean, if he's gonna like host them from his house, like he might as well like get like a closed off like private room where like his family's not gonna be walking through or whatever. You know,
Hmm.
that was kind of like odd.
All right. What is your guys' favorite sure efficient method? Examples are like lavas, one tick haram wands, backlighting, three tick fishing, etc.
For me, I think I'd have to say backlighting. I haven't done any of the other ones yet, so yeah, backlighting is really the only one I have experience with, and I find it
What's
quite easy to
backlighting?
do. It's like you're at the GE and like you have to click on every square to light a new fire.
Oh, for fire make. Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for fire making.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's pretty much the one I would call my favorite.
Squeaky door.
Yeah, that was me. My bad.
Oh, I really do just like the concept of three tick fishing. So that's what it is for me. I mean, there you could.
I like uh yeah, fishing. You can basically train 4 skills at once if you cut the fish too. Um uh I don't really know.
All right,
I like
I'd probably
heroes,
say,
but
sorry,
go ahead.
no, go ahead. I'm finished.
I'd probably say lavas. I just think it's kind of fun. I haven't done it in a long time, but if I were to pick one thing to do like really efficient, I'd do lavas.
Oh yeah,
I
one
wanted to be
thing.
like super attentive.
I I really like the imbue perspective of the game. Just getting magic up gradually with max like 20k an hour is pretty fun to. You don't really notice the XP, but after you check like after 2 or 3 days, you just have like 300-400k extra magic XP in the pocket. So that's a real fun thing and a good thing to see as well.
All right, moving on. What are your guys' thoughts on Livid Farm? I don't think I really even know what this is, so I'll refrain from answering. Oh,
I think it was a mini game that allowed new lunar spells, if I am remembering correctly. I think that's what it was. Personally, I wouldn't be for it in RuneScape. I don't think we need something like that at the moment, if ever. Our spell books are pretty good at the moment. Yeah, it's pretty simple, just no, really.
Yeah, I'd say no too. I don't know much about it, but like everyone complains about it because it's like not any fun, and I don't think you should be able to train farming like without planning things. 'Cause you can train farming there, right? That's the point. I don't know why they would put that because they're just. I don't like the idea of training farming without planning things. Like a mini game for farming sounds dumb.
Yeah, but you would also get the like vengeance group and shit like that, which was very handy for dungeoneering. But you would basically just do it for comp cape and the extra spells that you would have. But it's just tedious process of doing it, really. Just real
put the
repetitive.
spells anywhere else. Like it doesn't need to be unlocked from there.
So basically do like fix a fence, fertilize this plant, do this, do that, and that was it. Just do that over and over and over and over again.
Well, most of the rewards were some of the rewards that people actually did it for other than comping were put on a achievement diary, like tan leather. I think was one of the rewards in RS3.
Yep.
Yeah.
They already put some of that shit on an achievement diary, so they'd have like less stuff to work with. They did it.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like this thing had a lot of useful rewards, though.
It had some, yeah, but it was very tedious.
Yeah, it was a huge grind.
Alright. How much of a GP sync a day do you think comes from people repairing their Barrows armor?
Wow.
A lot. Mainly
Wow.
gussings.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to pinpoint, but if I had to guess, I would say each day, I reckon somewhere around like 200 mil would be what I would guess.
Wait, how much does one full set of gussins? How much?
Well, a full set
you
of
can't really know
everything
because
is
you don't
the
know who's repairing
same.
it. You don't
How
know
much
who's
is it,
repairing
though?
what the spending level is, like people are repairing it, so you wouldn't really know. It's kind of
Yeah,
anywhere.
true.
But we
Yeah.
kind of know how many people are guthing. Didn't Matt K give kind of a
5%.
statistic? So we can kind of figure it out. I
Yeah,
guess.
but we don't know the amount of total players either, so it's kind of a... Yeah.
I guess it's over 100 mil. Probably closer to 200 a day. Just a guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'd say even more than that, to be honest. Probably 200 to 300, maybe even more than that. I think it's a whole lot of money that comes out of the game, but all the PRS flax and stuff that most people are having to repair their barrows, they're able to just use that to make up for everything that they had to spend. So I don't really know how much of a goal sink that is.
I'm gonna stop the broadcast and announce that soon. We just got 5.2 bill on RS3.
Wow.
I'm not
Congrats,
sure if it was
Swimmy.
Who did?
accidental, but it is true. I just saw it
Probably.
on Reddit by a bunch of people. But it probably was accidental. He said he was gonna wait for like Zezima to max and max with him, or max with Alkin's ult. Not sure if it was an accident or not.
I guess we'll know in the coming days.
DM'd him, he didn't reply.
He's probably getting spammed right now.
Alright, so moving up to the next question. Apparently there's a 2-hour AFK crafting method that's like 21k XP per hour. But the guy who asked this said he heard it wasn't allowed. I haven't heard about this. Has anyone?
It was on Reddit like an hour ago. I just saw it. So it's like the flame tier bag you get from Shades of Morton. You can put like the swamp paste and all the shit you need to do in the bag. You can AFK repair the temple for like 2 hours, and it's like 0.2 GPXP and like 21k an hour, completely AFK. But to stay logged in, you have to play on your keyboard to make your camera move.
Oh, okay.
Or you could just be in combat. If something was attacking you, you wouldn't. Well, I guess if someone was attacking you, you wouldn't be able to repair. I'm not sure. But I think it would be really interesting if they nerfed this and then didn't nerf Nightmare Zone.
Yeah.
Because they're making
why
a
would-
statement, oh, we don't like AFK methods, and then they don't fix the AFK methods.
Well, they could also argue that spinning the camera is against the rules because it's like, I don't know.
Why would you need to spin the camera constantly, though?
It counts as an input and keeps
Stay
you
logged,
online,
not
doesn't
in
it?
combat, but to stay logged in.
Oh, okay, yeah, of course. Yeah, then it's not allowed, I guess.
Alright, it's from Czar. What are you guys' thoughts on overloads being introduced in old school? Not the Nightmare Zone ones, but real overloads that you can actually use outside of that.
My thoughts are just why. Like, why is it necessary?
People like to see bigger numbers.
Like, argue why it should be needed rather than, like, why it shouldn't be, because, like, I just don't see why it's needed at all.
Yeah, I don't think we need it because it kind of then makes the super combat potion like obsolete.
Well, what if perhaps they came out with a new herb, a higher tier one, where you had to use it on the super combat potion?
So you,
So it's like-
it seems like such a hassle to.
Yeah, it's
make
it's
the
get,
super-
it's getting
make a super
complicated as
strength,
hell.
Super attack, super defense, then make the super. Not as complicated. I mean, it's as complicated as the anti-venom. You make the anti-venom, then you make the anti-venom plus whatever.
I don't know. I'd say no to it. Is not necessary.
Would it give more, like, bonuses, or would it just give all of the bonuses in one dose? Is that the point?
It's basically all the combat stats raised to their maximum, like 118 if you're 99 and everything. For 5 minutes, you get 50 damage dealt. It's basically the same as a Nightmare Zone, just on
It was actually
outside of Nightmare
more.
Zone.
Wait,
It
so
was-
your
wasn't it
range and magic were
125?
118?
125?
Yeah,
Well,
I
in
thought
old
it
school
made it
it's
go-
118, so... For the overloads.
I don't think range and magic should be able to go to 118. Because they can't currently, so...
Yeah. If it was like 104 magic and 112 range, I believe, then still no, but...
Yeah, I'd say still no too, but it wouldn't be as bad, I guess, if everyone wanted it.
Yeah.
It's like whatever, but I don't think it's necessary at all. Because, I mean, who needs all three, like, things boosted at once? Like, nobody ever does. Even with, like, Zora, where you have to use magic and range, like, no one boosts magic, you know? I just don't see why. What possible use could you have for it? Where you need to, like, tri-braid a boss or something.
I just think overloads are way too OP. They give you 125. Man, and they only give you 118 in Nightmare Zone, right?
Yeah.
Well, even if, I mean, they released them as they did in RC, it gives you 125 all stats. That's OP. And then combo Cerberus, because every minute it resets back to 125, so you're always at your max. You're always at your max strength and attack bonus. So way too OP all around.
Yeah, totally.
I wonder if
no
they would
for me.
actually. I mean, I don't think it'd pass a poll, but I wonder how close it'd get.
I don't think it will get very close. I think it might be 55 or something.
Wow. I was gonna say like 68.
Really?
Yeah, I reckon about 68%.
I think a lot. I think
don't
a lot
think
of it would have to
stuff
matter
like
is it gonna be like new? I don't know. Like you said, RS3 goes up to 125. Is it gonna be like that, or is it gonna be like a super combat where you're always maintaining that max and can brew? But anyone, we're out of questions on this end. So for you,
We have one more.
what is it?
I
Thoughts
posted it
on
in-
Vegeta quitting thread on Axis offside. Was it a lie?
Everyone,
Yes, it was
no,
a lie.
yes, it was a lie because no one ever quits RuneScape.
Yep.
You only take short breaks.
Yeah, that's true. So true.
Or burnout for Iron Man.
I had a question that popped into my head earlier. Sorry. So on the recent Q&A stream, what Alfred talked about there being Easter eggs in Cerberus. Do you guys have any ideas like on what you think it might be?
Yeah, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Maybe something
Harry Potter references or something.
Yeah, Harry Potter reference or like Hercules reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Or like they have a Nightmare Zone, just a random thingy would appear. Like in Nightmare Zone, they have that cow that appears sometimes.
They really? I never knew that one.
Yeah. I don't know. Guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone got any last topics or anything that came to mind that they want to talk about?
There's one more question from Icy's back. We're putting it right here. Do you think any combat items armor should be upgraded or side graded to be more applicable? I feel like the DFS isn't worth price considering its stats compared to the Crystal Shield. The same can be said for ACB compared to RCB.
I mean, it's always going to be a better weapon.
Yeah.
Even if they made the rune crossbow better, it's still going to be better. So.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, when you say
have to pay
worth the
for
price,
small
like
grease.
you can always resell the item back. It's not as if you're buying it.
It's basically a buffer, yeah.
I don't know. I think things are fine as they are.
But I
I
guess
think you
you'd
should
like
have to pay for increases, like even if it's like +5 magic defense or whatever. You know, wearing an armadillo body, like you should have to pay for a lot for the best stuff, even if it's not a lot, because you can't really go that high up without it being too overpowered. But like if you have a bunch of different things that all cost more than thing under, like wearing D'hide and like a crystal shield as opposed to like armadillo and a spectral, like you pay a lot more, but it's all the little bonuses added together from all the different best and sought stuff.
Yeah,
That
true,
if you were to
true.
be like, oh, ACB is only 10 better, ACB is only 10 better than RCB, it should be more. Like there's still a ton of other ways to get range bonus, and if you keep upgrading everything else, then you're suddenly overpowered. Like, yeah, that's my opinion.
All right, I had someone say this in game next to me. They said, "How many years do you predict old school will remain profitable for Jagex without force feeding microtransactions down our throat?"
They will probably force feed microtransactions down our throat anyway, like they did with bonds. Like if we really want something, they'll just add microtransactions within it. But as for the question of how long it will last, I think for at least the coming 5 years, it will survive.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Eventually, I feel like microtransactions are going to like slowly make their way into this game in one way or another. But I think around 2020, 2021 will be the year that it'll stop becoming that profitable for Jagex. It's good. It's still like another 5-6 years. I'm happy with that.
I think it'll always be profitable, but like as profitable as they want it to be, like probably not in a few years. Like I don't think old school is ever going to be something that like is a liability to them, but for them to make what they want,
Considering the percentage of players that play old school compared to the percentage of team members that are on the old school team, like it'll like always be profitable.
Exactly, it's such a small
Such a small team for such a small amount of people, for such a big amount
so
of
many
people.
people play. Even just the membership cost probably pays like well
Like
over what their
40%
overhead
of
is.
people who play RuneScape are old school. It's like around 50%, right?
Yeah,
Like 40 to 50%.
Something like that, yeah.
it's real close.
A lot of those are sleeping, but
Anyone have anything else that I can think of?
Someone asked in the chat, do you guys think a rest future will be would devalue stamina potions?
Yes.
Absolutely, I think it would. And
But how
I
many
don't.
people who use stamina pots are gonna waste their time resting?
oh, I
I
Yeah,
feel
don't.
like the people who can use
my
resting
point
are the
too.
people who actually walk when they don't have run.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, there's a
man.
lot of people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who do that.
Yeah,
That's such
exactly.
a
I
good
did
It would
point.
in
devalue
Just
stamina
7, I
potions.
did
They go
that.
down in price a lot because no one, like, a lot of people will be buying them because they can just take the 20 seconds or whatever to regen all their energy instead of paying for it. I mean, obviously, we're not going to do it because that's a waste of time, but there's a lot of people who would.
I think the more of the casual players, like the beginning and the start, middle tier players, like I think they will use the rest option. Like if you're, for example, you have to read a guide
how
for a
fast do
quest
you
and
get
you're
your
on
energy back when you're resting? Like,
like double, I
I'm
think.
pretty sure it's ×3 or something like that.
okay, I was thinking
Yeah, but
to
that's always
myself,
times 3 though.
like, how
It
efficient
could
would
be
it be in
anything.
comparison to just like sticking it out and continuing to walk?
Maybe
It could
like
be anything.
for new players they could put like NPCs that give you rest, but in like really newbie zones where people wouldn't have stamina pots anyways. Like put one on Lumbridge, so it doesn't like affect. Like it wouldn't affect somebody who's room crafting. You're not gonna go to Lumbridge to get energy, but it would affect like a noob who's trying to run through
Yeah.
Lumbridge.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
exactly.
not a
Just
terrible idea. I kind of like that.
yeah, just have like certain spots like between like a chicken farm at Lumbridge or stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
or
great
like in
idea.
between Falador and Barbarian Village.
Yeah, just
They-
static points where people can rest.
They had those, but like it was like even better than resting. They had like musicians where you could like it was like
Yeah,
it was like
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
double
those.
resting.
Yeah, just have those instead of rest.
Yeah, I think I'd be
Not a
fine with
bad
that.
idea.
I'd be fine with that too.
All right, this one's
Uh,
from Jick. Let me say, who do you guys think are the most underrated and most overrated players in the high-level skilling community?
Most overrated is Randalicious.
I agree.
No, I'm kidding.
I agree.
I don't really know.
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't thought about that ever.
I think
Well,
No, me
overrated.
either.
Well, no, not even.
I think Ginge is really underrated for how good he really is. He doesn't really get a lot of notoriety, but I think he's in the discussion of being one of the most underrated skillers in the game. I don't know about what you guys think.
Well, you should just get Hunter and be overrated, I guess.
He needs to keep it at one. The
I think,
legend lives on.
Cat King is underrated for sure.
I'm not.
Dash one
I wouldn't
efficiency.
call him. I wouldn't call him underrated. He's pretty well known, I guess.
He's rated.
Yeah, that's true.
He's rated.
Yeah, he's not overrated. He's not underrated.
He
He's rated.
he's the Cap King.
Willows to the pillows.
All right. We're pretty much ran out of questions. I don't want to drag it on forever. So we're gonna call it here. Pretty nice length. Next podcast should be the weekend of August 8th or 9th, one of those 2 days. I'll should stream it. I'll post a video, probably like the Thursday before to kind of give an announcement when we get a specified date. But lastly, in the description of the video, there's going to be a linked form. You can fill that shit out and leave us some topics for the next podcast to talk about. And I guess that should pretty much do it. So see you later.
Very
Hey, guys.
nice, goat.
See ya.
You.
I.
All right, we done. That's some good. That's some
we got
good
this.
shit.
Sorry about having to leave.
That's fine.
Apologize.
See you guys later.
See ya.
See
Yeah,
ya.
man.
See ya.
Oh, dude, I didn't pause the fucking video.